You being on the Kendrick album a few years ago, I heard you say you cut 2 different verses for that. As like you gave him 2 options. Like, hey, I got this one or the
whatever you want to take.
Yeah.
Because the record was like so dope. I didn't really know which way to go with him. So I'm like, yo, you know what?
I'm gonna give you
take that one.
Yeah.
And take this one. He was like, oh shit, you sent me 2. Yeah, because I didn't really know which way to go. You know what I mean? Like, what you want. So then he
would you ever use that other verse he didn't use on anything?
Because he had switched his verse around. So it's like, I like the original verse. You know what I mean? So it's still there. It's still there. I was thinking that maybe he might want to fuck around and maybe use it for something, or if not, it's whatever though. You know what I mean? But I would definitely check in with him to be like, yo, bro, can I, what you doing with that? You know what I mean?
Right, for sure. Like, hey,
hell yeah! Even his verse, you made me start thinking about something, because his other shit was fire. You know what I mean?
Like, yo, why didn't you use the OG?
Yo, word, like, yo, that other shit. You know what I mean? But that shit was crazy too.
ODB, man, I want to talk about ODB for a sec, because I feel like, when it comes to charisma, when it comes to delivery, this is a one of one still to this day.
Yeah.
What in '98 when he crashes the Grammy stage? What's going through your head when you see that?
It was him. It was like, yo, that's dirt. Like it wasn't even like I just know what he do. So when it happened, it was like I was like, oh shit, but I wasn't really totally just blown away.
Right.
Cause he do shit like that. Like he don't.
It was on brand.
He's one of the motherfuckers that just did anything off the top of the head. But it don't be planned. This be like, it be him. Like this way he just do shit. You know what I mean? So when he did it was like, yo, you see what he said? Like, yo, I paid too much for the suit. You know? Not to get the shit. And y'all gonna give it Puffy good. He said Puffy good, but Wu-Tang is for the children. Like, you know what I mean? So he don't, that same, he didn't really give a fuck about nothing. Like, he believed in what he believed in. You know what I mean? And dirt was dirt. Like, I just would tell somebody like, yo, man, I ain't never seen another soul again like him.
Yeah, 101.
Like him. God made him different. Like his spirit. You know what I mean? He do shit that you would want to do, but don't do it. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys, like, damn, like, you know what I mean? And whatever you was thinking, like, you could fuck around and he could have dropped his food right there on the floor on the outside. And he gonna pick it up, dust it off, and eat it.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's him. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna dog God made dirt don't hurt. But brush that shit off and eat that shit.
I respect it. I paid for this
food. You know
what
I mean? Yeah, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You seen what he did with the MTV shit when he had the welfare.
Yeah.
Was in the shit with the wealth. That was him. No, I want more money. They owe me 40 acres of the mule anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's him. Whatever you see, that's him.
When Method Man and Ray do the torture skit on 36 Chambers.
Right.
Do you, like, when you first hear it, are you in the studio? Because that shit is diabolically hilarious.
I don't remember if I was in the studio.
But when you first hear it, like, what is it? Like, what the fuck were y'all doing in there?
Yeah.
Some wild shit.
Yeah, that shit was like, yo, man. It was crazy, like, because I remember us being in there in Firehouse Studios, putting this album together. And this time you got like 50 people in the studio at one time.
Right.
And and they just, matter of fact, I think I was there, and they just going at it. Yeah, they just was going at it. That Meth vs. Chef shit, right?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It was like torture.
Yeah. I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Meth vs. Chef. Your asshole clothes and keep feeding you.
Yeah, I forgot about that record, man.
And feeding you.
Word.
It was just,
we need to do that shit.
Hilarious.
That was on Method Man's. Hold on.
That was going into Method Man.
Right, exactly. I was about to say, yeah. But yeah, man, it's you know what, man? Those was like prime time days. Like you just in it.
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, you sat here for 30 years, you doing what you doing, aye. But when you, in the beginning, when you first starting to get your feet wet, it was just, and we young too. different, still blocking it up and being on here, standing on these corners and doing that and doing that. And the way hip hop was at that time, it was a spirit in the air.
For sure.
You know how 93 was. I don't know how old you was in 93.
I was 6.
All right, cool. So you couldn't even imagine.
No.
You know what I mean? Like just a spirit.
It was like
87. So. Yo, listen, you floating on a spirit out there in 93, like all great music and you know what I mean? Biggie, you got Biggie, Nas, Mobb Deep, Snoop, Dre. It was just like it was a rapper's Mobb Deep. It was a rapper's fucking circle
for sure
of music right there at that time and shit. And you got the Fatigues coming in. You got, you know what I mean? Just a bunch of other shit that was just like, yo, oh shit, yo. And we had the Tunnel.
The tunnel, of course, yeah. The club in New York, yeah.
Yeah, man.
How dangerous was it? Like, they always hear it was a wild place.
It was dangerous. You can't come in there, man. It's dangerous. You better come in there with some people. But, it was the tunnel, man. I think it held maybe like 3,000 or 4,000, maybe more than that. You know what I mean? But that's where you got robbed. You had to be strong in there. You used to have a clique, unless you by yourself and nobody don't know you, and you just in there mingling with you and your couple friends. But other than that, we was going in there wrecking everything in the tunnel.
Yo, so I had heard that Only Built was supposed to initially be Wu Gambino's, but there was like Steve Rifkind said that somebody had reached out to him, like some sort of back channel, that the actual Gambino family wanted like some bread or some shit to use that name.
I think there was probably some truth to that or whatever.
Obviously, it
was Wu
Gambino's.
Was Wu Gambino's. But if I could remember, that do sound like a little bit familiar. We went straight to Cuban Link or whatever. But it was something dealing with Wu Gambino, with the Gambinos.
With that name.
Yeah, with that
was
name.
That because like back then you guys are coming up and the mafia is running. Like that's
like Staten Island was more mafia. Yeah. Staten Island was like where all that, you know what I mean, Castellano and what's the nigga that snitched on Gotti and all that shit?
Sammy the Bull,
yeah, all that. You know what I mean? So all that shit was on Staten Island, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, so we was in the mix. Some niggas was fucking their daughters and shit. You know what I mean? So
carefully, of course.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like like if you're gonna take a mafia guy's daughter out to dinner.
I mean, but the Italians they love blacks too. Like,
oh, good.
I mean, like yeah. So it was like yo, but then again, probably was carefully, like you said.
You gotta be careful.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You don't want to break. You don't want to break a mafia daughter's heart.
At that time. Yeah.
You don't want to fuck around and cheat on a mafia dude.
I would think
on the daughter. You know?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, exactly.
Like if I'm fucking a chick who's connected to the cartel, you got to be nice. You got to let her off.
You got to be nice. Yeah, that's right. You right. You
got to make her feel good about the breakup.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Definitely. Like, yo, you know what? My bad.
It's all good. Listen, it's bad timing for me,
Bird.
Hey, one of the, probably a top 2 or 3 song for me all time is Triumph, which is a song that I feel like everybody just delivered their A game on. It's one of the greatest hip hop music videos of all time. What was that approach like when y'all did Triumph? Because that's the first single off Wu-Tang Forever.
Yeah, that was yeah, it was like it's and I had to do that. I had to go in. I had to like it gave me problems. I had to go in there and do that. Like I don't know how many minutes I had to just throw whatever in the air like that. But it was like, yeah, that beat was just crazy. RZA came in one day. We was out here. We was in American Studios on Lincolnshire. You know what I mean? I think that's next to fucking what's the shit? What's that shit y'all got? The Universal Studios?
Yeah, yep.
I think it's somewhere around there and shit. But yeah, that shit was hitting. And, I got in, I think, one of the last ones, like, probably was the last one. And yeah, that's like everybody was, especially Deck set it off like, yo, so fucking crazy. Like, and he's, as far as the clan, he's like one of the best. He might be the best set off guy. You know what I mean? Ever in the clan, like, you know what I mean? At that time, his mind was just like, he was a really inspector for real. You know what I mean? But yeah, but that song there, if you heard how it was hitting in that day in the studio, it sounded like how it sound now.
I think that was the first like $1 million budget music video.
Yes. Brett Ratner.
That shit was a damn.
Brett Ratner.
That's the dude who did Rush Hour too, right?
Yeah. Brett Ratner. Yup, he was there. Yup. Dirt. We tried to get Dirt in there. Dirt was Dirt again. And I ain't doing no fucking videos. Give me 10,000, I'll do it right now.